I've been filming for minutes and I realized I did not press the record button. Okay. So I hope that you don't get offended with me wearing makeup. I just miss makeup a lot. We have been on enhanced community quarantine for over a month. The enhanced community quarantine started in March 17, but the community quarantine started technically 16. So I think by now they are looking into relaxing some of the quarantine measures in certain islands or areas with no cases as of yet. So we're very lucky that there are still areas that are free from any positive cases. So that was really good. So what I really want to get into is a review on the ending of Memories of the Alhambra. So I really want to get into the ending part, but that would mean a lot of spoilers. So if you're someone who's looking into a new K-drama to watch, I think that I might have to tell you the timestamp, and I'm just gonna put it somewhere here, when you can stop watching, because it will be all spoilers. So I'm gonna start first with the background of this K-drama so that you have an idea if you really want to watch it. So I typically would go for K-dramas because they're very realistic and they don't really give you what is the usual plot. And I've always been used to people getting into love stories and you pretty much can predict the ending. But K-dramas are different. I've been watching movies and TV shows since I think 2004, 2005. I've watched Jumong, My Sassy Girl and all those stuff, and I've always been drawn to how they put in the plot together and how they tie loose ends very well, and how when they keep you hanging, like in the end, if it is like an open-ended ending, it still feels alright. So I really like it that way. This one though is a bit different, again, a bit different, and that's what I really like because they always put out something really unique. And Memories of the Alhambra is something that delves into augmented reality. I initially thought that it was about magic, like Hotel de Luna. By the way, I haven't finished that yet, but I started it with like one episode, I think, and I kind of like didn't continue because it was like, oh, magic. I had no time for fantasy right now. It comes. Like sometimes you just don't have the desire to watch something fantasy. You want something realistic. So it just happened that way. So when I started with Memories of the Alhambra and watching the trailer, I thought something magical or something. But I miss Hyun a lot, so what can I do? So I did. I tried it. And the first episode was a bit of a slow start, but you would be drawn with the view because it was set in Spain. It was a nice view. It was different from what the Korean setting would normally be, Asian setting. It was nice. And then it gets to episode 2, which was really good. If you're someone who is a gamer, if you're playing Call of Duty, if you're playing, I don't know, a little bit of Mobile Legends. I'm not a gamer. I play Mobile Legends from time to time. I don't have a very high level, but I do enjoy virtual reality. I have had a VR before in my previous work, and it was really amazing. Like, you step in there, it's like if you choose dragons, dinosaurs, it's like you can actually want to touch them. It's like blowing some fire in your face, and it's amazing. I really loved it. And this one is something like that. And it blew my mind. It blew my socks off. It's just, the way it was built up was really nice. Towards telling people how the game started and how it was devised and how it was put together. It was good. It was like one of the things that I really liked is that it focused more on the augmented reality. Okay, I think this is where you should stop watching because it's gonna be more spoilers, and I think I have nothing else to say, but if you're a gamer or if you're someone who's a little bit into gaming or you like virtual reality things, you should watch this. This is really good. But stop watching from now because spoilers right ahead. Okay, so now we go into the augmented reality, and they use the functionality of the lenses, which was really good. You should really drink your water. The lenses were a really good thing to add into this feature, because this is the only way that you can still see reality and then layer into it the augmented reality. Inserting the NPCs or the non-player characters through the lenses was a really good thing. It's a really good concept because you can actually feel like, yeah, this works. This is a game that you can get to anywhere without disrupting your daily activities. And it reminded me so much about Pokemon Go. I played Pokemon Go for a bit. I really liked it, and sometimes I would stay in certain places just because I haven't had that monster yet. And it's something like that, only that this one is through the contact lenses that they wear. Was really, really amazing. Something that I'm really amazed by it. So it builds up really nice. And then there was also this feature that they were able to bring it from Granada, Spain, to Korea, and they have involved a lot of other brands to get into it through a series of marketing campaigns. So like in Subway, you have to order the food and eat and drink in the vicinity of the restaurant before you can actually see some health coming back, or you leveling up somehow. And it was really good. Like, there were specific brands, specific restaurants that they have merged with the marketing campaigns so that there'd be more sponsorship, more support, and people will be engrossed. And there was even a point where the government had to put on strict controls on the number of hours that anyone can play and only the time period. It was like really good. It was a good concept adding that in, because it can happen. And then there was the issue of mental health, which really got me so drawn to it, because there was one time when Hyun, his character, was saying that crazy has its own logic. It is something that made me realize how we shouldn't be quick to judge people who are suffering, because they have their own paranoia and they have their own concerns. And that is why there are issues with substance abuse, and there are issues with hurting themselves. I'm not justifying what they're doing, okay? It's just that we don't know what they're going through, and we just have to be a bit more understanding sometimes. He was going crazy. He kept on seeing someone who was already dead, pronounced dead, even had blood and everything, and even went to the morgue. There was a funeral for him, but he kept coming back. And in his head, I'm not even wearing the lenses. Why is it stuck here in my? Is it me? Is it the game? So it was really like, what's going on? So he had to resort to Valiums. He had to resort to alcohol. A lot of alcohol, drinking, and then he slept a lot because of the Valiums. And there was a time when the doctor had stopped giving him the medicine, so that, because I think eventually he would be addicted to it if the doctor didn't stop prescribing him those medicines. So it went on for months, and he was like real crap. Like, he was going crazy. But the good thing about this is that they showed how resilience can make you overcome mental issues. I think that's also one thing that this gives off. It's just like a vibe that it is you who brings you out from whatever suffering you're going through. And it's something that I want you guys to really see as well, because I suffered from anxiety attacks for a bit. It was a very minor thing, and I just had to mentally tell myself that I will get through this. I think mine was manageable, but I suffered through it as well. I did, and I just had to mentally tell myself that I have to find a way to get out of this black thing, this hole kept on sucking me in there. So I think that was a really good point in the series that I cannot stress enough. It was a really, really good thing that at his lowest point he decided that he will get over it and that he will find a solution for it. However, I feel like the ending was rushed. Like, there was no way to reconcile the first parts of the game and then the ending. Episode 14, I kept on pressing the forward button, the 10 seconds forward, I kept on pressing that, and everything was like flashbacks and flashbacks and flashbacks, and I was like, how many flashbacks do we really need? We don't need an entire episode for this. Episode 15 came back really nicely, because then it started discussing some of the ways that he could solve the problem and that he is thinking again, because episode 14 was like he was just losing it again. So, and then episode 16, you would think that finale would be really fun, but no, it killed him off. Like, it killed him off in the game, put him into dust, because it says so, that the player name was a dust. Took away all the bugs. But I was thinking, why was he a bug? The NPCs, or the non-player characters, would be bugs. But he was a player, so why would he be a bug? I mean, it's easy to turn things into dust if they were NPCs. But if they're not, then okay. So it was like they really merged reality with the augmented reality, and I was like, I'm not gunning for a happy ending. I'm just after a good ending that reconciles with the beginnings of the plot. So then there was this part where Emma overheard people talking about a player who has gone into the level 50 because he can already use guns. So she was very interested to ask, because this player must be him. And true enough, it's him, because, I mean, there was a silhouette, it was shown that it was him using guns to help other players kill their opponents, and it was good. But in doing so, that means he went back from Master to level 0 and worked his way back until level 50. And in that way, there's no reason for him to hide in the layers of the instance dungeon, because that's where Seju hid for 1 year. And he hid in there until somebody reaches level 100. And when somebody reaches level 100, then the bug can be killed off, or the bug can be fixed, because it's the key that you need to give to Emma. So he can't be hiding anymore, because he wasn't Master anymore. So everybody went back to level 0. So in my head, I was like, is there a part 2 for this? Because I'm not happy. And I'm thinking, how can there be a part 2 when we're all in quarantine? How can you actually simulate everything and everybody has to wear a mask now? And I'm like, how do you do this? so yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought about it that way. It could have been more memorable if they were able to tie loose ends. How did Seju survive being stuck in a reality other than what we know? Because for a year, he suffered a gunshot wound, and also he was attacked with a knife by Marco. And how? I mean, where did he get Was there a potion that he drank? In the instance dungeon, do you lose all your wounds and your scars and all the things that hurt? How do you eat? I mean, okay, so I just felt like those things could have been, if not explained, subliminally explained. Or I mean, there could have been a subtle way to do it. I'm not really drawn to how they tried to put together Emma and Jinwoo. In the first place, I wasn't into the love story. There was no chemistry at all. The two are not meant for on-screen romance. There wasn't anything. When they interact with each other, you can absolutely tell that the guy is not interested with Emma. Jinwoo wasn't interested with her. And they did their part by building up the relationship in such a way that Emma was the only one who was consistent through his ups and downs. And during his lowest point, like he was real crap in his lowest points, she was still there, which works. Okay, some people do fall in love because of, consistency, being there, always being there. But still, the reaction, the facial reaction, and how they click on screen, it's just no like developing feelings that they can emulate. I haven't seen anything that they were able to elicit developing feelings for each other. Like the girl was always in love, fine, but the guy didn't connect, and there was no way that I've ever felt a genuine concern for Emma. Like Jinwoo, he wasn't genuinely concerned with Emma. He was only concerned with finishing his quest. He was only concerned with proving himself right. And I think if it was the intention of the show, that was also good. However, I think that there were grand plans. There was a grand plan. The character had grand plans of proving himself right and proving that he didn't kill anybody or he didn't hurt anybody, and it was just a bug. But something in me says that why there's something, I don't know, I mean there's something lacking. They never even explain that. There's no retribution, there's no feeling of like, it's not even, okay, maybe closure, but is there a part 2? Okay, so I guess I don't want to keep this very long, but I just want to say I'm not super happy with the ending. However, it's still something that you might want to watch because it is an amazing treat for people who play games, and also an amazing treat for people who are into virtual reality. If you're someone who's interested with those kind of stuff, it's really amazing. The plot is very promising. If they put out a part 2 for that, surely I will watch it, definitely, because I would want them to redeem themselves, because the plot in itself, the overall thing, holds a promise, and they have a way to actually fix things in part 2 should there be a chance. I really hope so, and I really hope that they can still film, because I don't know how you can film people practicing social distancing. Maybe they can layer, they can do it with CGI, I don't know, but that's really hard to do right now, so I don't know. Most of all, I hope that you guys stay safe and you stay at home as much as you can, if you can. And if you want me to review other Korean drama or other Netflix stuff available in Asia, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll be putting out some reviews as well. It's just that this one I am super affected because I just finished it last night. So hope to see you again soon. Be safe, wear a mask, and stay at home. Bye!